Winning in crypto is so easy. Don't you realize it's just a game? You're playing a game against other people in the space, and the more you know compared to them, the easier it is for you to see insane growth and returns over the next couple of years of bull market. Luckily for you, even if you're a lazy person, I've devised and found out a bunch of different tools that you can use on a daily basis in order to find a winning project after winning project. And if you can hang around to the end of this video, I'll even show you how this guy turned $55 today into $1,644 in just the space of 6 hours and 35 minutes. And guys, that is legit, and you can do this time and time again on a daily basis. So strap yourselves in, get out your notepad and pen, hit the like button, and let's get into today's video. Now guys, if you are subscribed to my channel, you'll realize on a daily basis I'm making videos incorporating various different tools, bits and pieces. But this one today, this video is going to be a mastermind. I'm going to mash all of those different tools and things together, and there are more tools that will come out in the future, so make sure you're subscribed if you want to hear those. But if you're new to crypto, whatever it is, no matter what your level, you first of all each day need to be looking at what's going on in the crypto news. And I know it's boring, I don't want to be involved in that, but you need to keep your fingers on the pulse, have a little bit of an idea about where we are. News aggregators are the easiest place. CryptoPanic.com, it basically just throws in all the different stories that are coming through the day, and you can pay attention to some as you're on, and you can see which ones are trending and different bits and pieces right now. However, personally, I really like Bankless.com because it provides some much better articles. But you're like, I didn't come here for news websites. Well, hold on. I'm going to make this much easier for you. Let's just say, for example, I want to read this article. And then I come down below and I'm like, wow, that's wordy. I can't be bothered to read that. Guys, don't worry. Me neither. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Chrome web store and I'm going to install myself Space, where you can do hours of research in just minutes. Whoa, that sounds good, right? Come back to Bankless, come back to our article, and I'm going to click on my little extension which I've just installed, and you can see that it has basically been reading through this web page and it's ready for me to click some buttons. You can see it gives me key takeaways, summarize, or I can just click conclusions. I'm just going to click on here for conclusions. Now what this does is an AI tool made by ChatGPT that's going to scan through this document, it's going to read it for me, and then it's going to give me the main breakdowns. Here you are. I haven't even read the article. It then tells me what's happened. Binance violated American laws by illegally onboarding US customers, blah, blah, blah. Binance will face challenges in the future. Basically, it's taken me all down through here. It's taken all of that news article and it's compressed into the shit I need to know. That's a good one, I think you'll agree. Also, it doesn't just work with news sites and news articles, but if you come over to a website that's perhaps a little bit wordy, like Quant, then you can come across and you can click on that again, and then you can see that we can ask for some basically information about what this page is about on Quant using the Copilot, okay? So you can see it's talking about innovation, ambition, trust, etc. Now guys, obviously this isn't necessarily going to make you a complete expert in this, but if you're unsure about different projects that people are talking about, go and read summaries, go and understand a little bit more. On to the next. Now, hopefully by now you're subscribed to my channel and you've been watching my videos on a daily basis. But as you can see, some of my videos are 18 or 19 minutes long, and I know between checking your Instagram or getting into my free Telegram, which is linked down below, or any different bits and pieces, then there's not really much time in the day for that. Well, don't worry. I've got you for this as well. Let's just click on this video which I made yesterday. Now here's something I've done. I've got the Glasp extension. I can then go back to this YouTube video, and this is the Glasp extension here. You can see it gives me transcript and summary. What I'm going to do is just copy the transcript, which is everything I said in this video. I can then come across to Claude AI. I can paste that in where you can see pasted content, and then I can say summarize this video, and then it takes a little bit of a while, but basically what it's done is it's watched my entire video. It's then going to go and create the summary of what I talked about in this particular video and then deliver that back to you. So if you don't have 17 or 18 minutes, or you prefer to read it or whatever, then you can just do this each and every time. Pretty damn cool, isn't it? However, that's not where Claude stops being useful. So, for example, if you've been hearing recently about Casper, because everyone's talking about it, but you come across and you're new to crypto, and you get to this white paper and you're like, holy shit, what is a phantom ghost DAG, and what is all this crap in here? Well, again, let's download that. We can then drag it into Claude and say this: analyze this white paper, give me the pros and cons, and summarize whether this might be a good investment. Then you can just hit enter, and yeah guys, there are like ChatGPT, there's other ones, perplexity.ai, etc. And people are like, well, I can't use this if I'm in a particular country. That's fine, of course. Just use the link down below and you can come across and get NordVPN, where you'll get 4 months extra free as well. That allows you to basically put yourself in different countries where you can just click on it or something. So for example, if you can't access it in like India or Argentina or wherever, you can then go and click on a country that does allow you to access it. And through that link down below, guys, get 4 months extra free, and then it's like $2.50 per month. This also allows you to access different exchanges around the world, no matter what country, etc. you're in. So that's a bit of a no-brainer. NordVPN linked in the description. So here we can see it's broken down the white paper for Casper. It's now told me lots more things I need to know about it. It's given me the pros. It's given me the cons. For example, here, give some of the pros. Mathematically proven, security threshold, at least 50% hash power control under reasonable assumption. Implemented and running on the Casper currency network with good performance, able to handle 40 transactions per second. 40? Whoa. And then you can see down below in terms of the cons, assuming upper bound on the network, propagation delay. And you're like, well, that sounds really complex. Okay, so I could then say, simplify this and explain it to me as if I was 14. Why would I choose something like that? Well, I've kind of worked out that 14 or 15 is the sweet spot, okay? It's not too simplified. If you go for like 8 years old, it's going to be quite difficult to explain Casper to an 8-year-old. But 14, 15 seems to be kind of like the sweet spot for my understanding. Maybe I have the mental capacity of a 14-year-old, but that's okay. That's fine. Luckily, we have tools that can help me overcome this problem. Okay, cool. And then it does it very simply. So for example, you can see here, it's like, Bitcoin processes transactions slowly. That's because of the limit on how many new transactions can be added to the ledger. It was done to keep Bitcoin secure. And then it basically goes on to sort of say a few things about how this all works, as if I'm like a teacher teaching people who are like 14 years old. Very handy little trick. Now, I know a lot of people watching this are new. A very good tool if you're new, guys, is CoinMarketCap. The rest of you hold on. It's going to be about 20 seconds. Let's say I'm interested in Solana. I click on Solana. It's going to give me lots of information here. The market cap, $25 billion, volume traded each day, etc. and a few other bits and pieces. It's going to give me all the links to this website. But most importantly, when people are like, I want to buy this coin or that coin, how do I find it? Guys, see where it says Solana markets down here? These are all of the different exchanges that you can go and trade Solana on. Very straightforward. Smaller market cap coins will have fewer different places that you can go, but very easy for you to find. On to the next one. Twitter should be one of your major friends in crypto. Now, YouTube does tend to lead itself to more simplified content, mainly because a lot of people watching YouTube have got lower attention spans. I think you'll agree with me, so stick with me. Wake up, okay? Yeah, you. Basically, go to Twitter. Give me a follow on Twitter, link down below, guys, because every day I'm doing more detailed posts about what's going on. Here we're talking about the funding rates in Bitcoin and why Bitcoin might be due a little bit of a pullback. Here we talk about Veracity in great detail. And there's various others, including like chart predictions, stuff about ICP, FTX, and all of that good stuff. All found in my Twitter posts. As well as that, I often retweet key content from various big names in the space, such as Alex Wasey, who creates some of the most detailed and interesting project breakdowns, information on GameFi, real-world assets, and so much more. So you can just follow me and I'll retweet all this killer stuff, and then you can just follow those people as well. Very simple. Now, before I've talked to you about this is called LunarCrush.com. Now, often when we get new projects that are coming in that people are not really like talking about or aren't really moving, the way that we can start to see them picking up is how they've been interacted with in terms of their interaction on Twitter and stuff. Now, this was free literally up until last week, and now it's like $3 or $4 a month, okay? That comes with a free trial. But what I'm going to do is just search for cryptocurrencies, which you can see here, and come down here. Now, what we've got that's very important here is a list of different cryptos and how they rank in terms of the alt rank. Okay, this is basically how they're ranking against different crypto projects and how they're kind of performing. So, for example, Stacks is currently doing really well in terms of exposure. It's getting talked about all the time. Why is that? Well, I can come back, I can dig into more detail, what's going on with it in Twitter, etc. But if I don't want to do that, I just have to copy this at Stacks, copy it here, and then I go to another tool called Twitter Score. I'm then going to paste that in here, and you can see it's just loaded up. Now, something important, this is Twitter Score. Come down below, you can see basically it's sort of building a little bit in terms of statistics. I can find out more bits and pieces about it, who's been following it, different venture capital that's following it, all of this good value. Now we're coming up to the most degenerate and exciting one of all of them, which I discovered earlier on today, but stick with me because we're kind of making our way through. This one is Arkan Computer. Now this is a new one, which I've been talking about more recently, tracking various different wallets. It's very cool because you can use it to track different people, like being able to track people like Elio Trades, and you can see the different coins and things he's been buying through here. I did tell you the other day in a video I made about Alex Becker, the danger of perhaps just like blindly following into the trades that these people are doing, because some of them, people are just sort of sending small amounts of cash to try and get these people to try and make trades, okay? So be very cautious of that. Alex Becker the same, but Arkan can be very useful for tracking different wallets. Now, if you want to find other wallets, you can go to DBank, go to More, hit Wales, and here you can see a bunch of different wallets. This one, $5 billion, which is $4.5 billion the other day. So they've obviously made a bit of money recently. And then you can go through this list. There's loads and loads in this list. I recommend going down to perhaps some slightly smaller wallets on this kind of side. You can go through this scale until you find some kind of smaller wallets that are maybe doing something a bit more interesting, other than just staking hundreds of millions worth of ETH. Okay, because for example, let's click on this one. What we can do is copy this here, go back to Arkham. We can then paste it in. I know this is a lot, okay, guys? I know I'm going through this really fast, but I'm trying to fit in as much as possible. So if you have to keep watching or go back to other bits to understand it more, I recommend doing it, because if you understand this, guys, it's going to absolutely change the game for you, and you're going to put yourself in the top 1%, because I guarantee you 99% of people in crypto don't know any of this. Okay, they're just like blindly watching like dumb videos on YouTube over and over again, trying to tell themselves that the coin that they bought is going to make them feel better and it's going to go up to like $10. I'm just watching XRP video every single day because I bought XRP 4 years ago, and I'm just about to break even, and hopefully at some point I'm going to be worth like $1 million, because XRP is going to be worth like $1,000 a token. By the way, that's not financial advice. I personally don't believe that XRP will be ever worth more than about $10. Sorry. Anyway, back to this. You can see we've just banged our wallet address in at the top. We can then see the transactions that this guy or girl or whoever is making, right? We can see down below the different transaction times. PancakeSwap, swapping $28,000 of USDT, XVS, all of these different things going on. This person's got a load of money, and look, they're actually increasing their value as they go. Like literally back in 2021, they had $1,000 in it, and now they're up to like 60 million. Now, I'm not saying they've turned $1,000 into 60 million in crypto, right? They've clearly done it in various different ways, and they've been contributing more money. But you can follow them, and here you can create alerts. You'll get messages to your phone or whatever, to your Telegram, to your email, and straightforward. Whenever this person makes a trade, someone who's got millions of dollars in the game, you can see they talk about a coin you haven't heard of. Okay, cool. What's that coin? Go and use the other tools to find out what that coin is. Oh, ridiculous, right? Now, before I jump across and talk about the one you've all been waiting for, how this guy turns $50 into like $1,600 in just 6 hours. Guys, it's coming up. But just before that, I want to talk about something else. Again, if you're new or you don't have much money to put into crypto, then probably one of the best things you can do is to learn about different ways and systems in which crypto operates, and as well as that, to be able to qualify for potential airdrops in the future. Now, Linear is a blockchain built on consensus. The company behind MetaMask, founded by one of the co-founders of Ethereum and one of the biggest layer 2s out there, a developer-ready ZK, Zero Knowledge EVM rollup for scaling Ethereum dApps. Now, they're offering things like next generation scalability, developer ready for building onto a layer 2 on Ethereum, benefiting from all the security and decentralization of Ethereum, but adding to that scalability and speed with unrivaled performance. Now, what I wanted to talk about specifically is they are currently running a Voyage program, Path to Decentralization, where you can participate in a bunch of different steps, each step being released week upon week, for you to be able to interact with this blockchain in order to then qualify to win different experience tokens. These experience tokens in the future could potentially translate to airdrop if a linear token launch actually goes ahead in the future. Now, there's already a ton of projects being built on linear. And why is that? Well, ZK, or Zero Knowledge EVM, has been called by Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, the holy grail of blockchain technology. Now, why would that be? Zero Knowledge effectively is bundling up a bunch of transactions together and sending them on to someone else. Now, when I asked Claude, the AI, for a 14-year-old's description of what Zero Knowledge was a few months ago, he basically said to me, it's kind of like you want to explain to your friend in a maths class that you know the answer to a question without giving them the answer. So basically what this does is Zero Knowledge basically takes up and puts all these transactions into one bundle. It sends the bundle across, showing the proof without having to expose the information inside, which allows it to be hugely secure, but at the same time being transparent, i.e. giving the proof. Now, by taking part in the DeFi Voyage campaign, users can interact with these different interactions, earning them XP in doing so. Linear has gamified their airdrop in this way. You're also killing two birds with one stone, as participating in this campaign allows you to be eligible for both linear airdrops and the airdrops of applications that are using linear in the future, so it could potentially be really valuable for you to participate. Make sure you go to that link down below if you want to sign up for the linear voyage and to be able to qualify for potential future airdrops in the space. Now to the one that we've all been waiting for. 8 o'clock. Now, guys, I just want to have an air of caution, a bit of warning for you out there, because I know a lot of you are complete degenerates like myself, and you will just dive in to stuff without thinking twice. There's obviously risks involved. If you want to make money, you have to take some risks, but it's down to you whether or not this is a good thing to be doing. 8 o'clock is a very interesting website where you can see basically different influencers making calls. Now, don't just dive into the first one you see, because we're going to talk about this in more detail. Now, these individuals, and by the way, this is not sponsored, okay? I just found this earlier on someone talking about this on Twitter, which is why you should follow me on Twitter, and why, if you haven't done it yet, I can't ask why, but you should be subscribed to this video. I think you probably realize that by now, right? Anyway. This is different callers, different individuals. Now, what we can see, I came down to this one, top calls, or today's top calls. You can see different calls that have happened from different people. Bunny calls, all these people talked about crazy. Now you're like, what the F is a call? Okay, imagine this. I'm like looking at my charts. I spend a lot of time looking at them. I'm like, guys, you should buy this coin today. Or you should buy that coin today. That is a call, okay? Now, what you can see is the profit and loss being made from some of these calls. 5,195%, which is absolutely ludicrous because it's today, okay? Now, click on the chart. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is too good to be true. I get it, okay? Just stick with me. I'll show you more. This is Dex Screener. Now, don't go and buy this call, guys, because it's probably too late. Or it is absolutely too late, okay? Now, what we can see is since like this morning, what are we, 5th of December, you can see that it's just crazy how much percentage gains has been made. And if you come down below, you can actually see it, because some of these are sells, and you can see some of the sells just by hovering over the kind of P&L, profit and loss that people have made. Like, for example, this person bought $49, and you can see sold for $354, making $300 in the process. And it tells you it held for 6 hours and 30 minutes. Come down below, you can see this one bought for $111 and then sold for $900. Now, be very careful, okay? What we're looking at on this particular coin is this. Liquidity is very important, because if I buy a coin and I don't have the liquidity to get out, even if it goes up like 10 million% and I don't have liquidity to get out, then it is all but useless, okay? Because it means I can't get money out of the game. Okay, so this is not necessarily ideal, and you can see that the liquidity will start dropping, but we can see that people have actually been making trades here, selling and making profits. Now, Dex Screen is pretty good because they can analyze this particular wallet. We can analyze all the different wallets that have been making trades on here and pay attention to that. Now, if we come back to this kind of top calls, then I can come down to top callers at the bottom, and I can see some of these individuals who've been making these calls. But let's just say we want to look at bunny calls. I'm just going to click on that person here, and I can open it in Telegram. And if I want to join it, you can see every time they're making a new call, I can get involved. Now, this is something that I recommend just doing a little bit of research on. And if you don't really know how to use this, then you're probably not at that level yet, okay? This is proper like degen stuff, guys. It's high risk, but potentially high reward. If you can turn $50 into $900, then obviously it makes sense. But you might have to try a few times before you can do that. And if you come over here, you can see, where would I pick up a coin like this? I would just click on trade on Uniswap. Then it's going to bring me across to Uniswap integration. Now, by coming here and looking at today's top calls or top callers of all time, then you can see that we might be able to find people who are a little bit more reliable. Make sure you're finding one who's been giving like multiple kind of good calls over time, not just finding someone who's, you know, occasionally getting it right or chucking up scam coins or stuff, because some of these you may never be able to get out of. But I just wanted to alert you to this, guys, because it's proper degen stuff and it's very much worth taking a look into. You can see there's other bits and pieces here, what's going on. You can see various different launches, all launches that are coming up on kind of like various different sizes. You can add launches, you can do whatever. Very interesting, okay? This actually shows you as well all the different pre-sales and things on this calendar chart. And yeah, use with caution. Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video breakdown. That is not all the tools I use. I do use more tools than that, and I will continue to bring you new tools in every video I make. I just wanted to do something different that no one else is talking about up there. And yeah, it probably felt like a lot if you're new to this, but you know, watch it a few times until you can kind of grasp it. Go and use each of the different tools I've talked about, and you too can start to dominate the space. Remember, don't just need to know loads about lots of different projects. It doesn't really help you do anything. Analyzing what's going on in terms of market data and things like that is far more valuable, in my opinion, than anything else out there. The rest of the stuff is, to be honest, just for ego, or maybe if you're actually genuinely interested in it. Most of the stuff I'm not really that interested in. I'm just here to make money. So if you want to make money as well, subscribe, hit the like button. See you tomorrow in another video. Bye-bye.